Thank you so much for welcoming me here today. I'm so excited to be here and to see all of you out here supporting the education reform efforts. You know, I became known in this field because of my work as the chancellor of the Washington, D.C. public schools. And I had a very interesting experience there because I actually just consider myself a mom, just a regular mother. And so when I got that job, what I decided was that there were going to be two cornerstones of me doing that work. And the first was going to be that I was going to send my own two kids to the school district that I was running. And the second was that I was going to make every decision for the children of the district in the same way that I make decisions for my own two kids. So you'd think that that's kind of a rational, reasonable thing to think. You would think that that would not incite so much controversy. But if you thought that, you would actually be wrong. Because running things in that way actually caused a tremendous amount of controversy. And let me tell you why. So first of all, I sent my own two kids to the DC public schools. People thought I was crazy when I made that decision. They said, well, Michelle, we don't think you should take this job to begin with, but we definitely don't think that you should send Star and Olivia to the DC public schools because you can't sacrifice your own kids because of some, professional mission that you're on. And I said, no, if I'm going to run this school district and expect 50,000 parents to entrust me every day with their children's future, then I sure as heck am going to walk the walk and send my own two kids to the school. And let me tell you why this is important. First, this is a quick little anecdote. It's things that don't really seem like important things. So when my youngest daughter was a first grader, she came home from school with this reading report. And the reading report showed this little guy who was running across the page, and then it had this number at the bottom that said 158. And I'm trying to figure out, what does this mean? So I took it to the office the next day, and I take it to the people who run the reading programs, and I said, can you explain this report to me? And they said, well, this is about your child's proficiency level, and it's through a norm reference tests and scale score. Your child's scale score is 158. And I said, stop. I said, if I am the chancellor, and I have no idea what you are talking about, then how can we expect any normal parent to glean anything from this report? We have to create documents that are accessible to people out there who just want the information about how is my child doing in a way that's easy to understand. So from those things, which seem like they're not big things, to major policy decisions that we made. Let me give you an example of this. We put in place a new teacher evaluation system that is very similar to what the governor has proposed here. And in the new teacher evaluation system, we would actually begin to differentiate. We would be able to know who are our most highly effective teachers, and we would recognize and reward them for the work that they were doing. And we would also identify the ineffective teachers, and we would either try to quickly accelerate their practice or remove them from this district. So the policy question came up. People said, well, if we have an ineffective teacher, how long should we let them stay in the classroom? And there were people arguing, well, it should be 2 years or 3 years to let the person develop and become better and that sort of thing. And I said, hang on a second. I said, if we are going to create a policy where we say that after we've identified an ineffective teacher, that we are going to allow them to continue on, then I have to be comfortable knowing that one of my own two daughters may get that teacher next year. There is no way I would ever let one of my kids go into the classroom of an ineffective teacher. So if I'm not going to allow that for my kid, then I certainly am not going to make that decision for any other parent in this district. We have to have policies in place that we would put in place for our own kids, the decisions that we would make for our own kids every day. This is what is missing. And the interesting thing is, when I talk about things like this, a lot of people say, well, this is anti-teacher. You are being anti-teacher. And can I tell you just one thing? Nothing could be further from the truth. Because the people who are most intolerant of ineffective teachers are effective teachers. It drives effective teachers crazy when they have people down the hall from them who are not doing right by kids. So the most pro-teacher, pro-kid thing that we can do is identify who is performing well and make sure that those people are supported with the resources that they need. And for those who are not performing, if they can't quickly become better, then we need to ensure that we are not subjugating our kids to a lower quality education because we're trying to worry about their employment. At the end of the day, that is a pro-teacher and a pro-kid stance. Let me just end very quickly on this note. I believe very strongly that public education is supposed to be the great equalizer in our country. It's supposed to be the thing that ensures that it doesn't matter if you're black or white, rich or poor. We have public schools so that every child can have an equal shot in life. That is not the reality for children in America today. Did you know that America, amongst all of the developed nations in the entire world, we are at the bottom of the heap. In America, we're at the bottom of the heap on something called social mobility. Basically what that means is that if you are a child who is born into poverty in this country, the likelihood that you will ever be able to escape poverty is slim to none. That is the most un-American thing imaginable. This is supposed to be the greatest country in the entire world, the place that you can come, and if you work hard and you do the right thing, you can live the American dream. And the way that happens is because you're getting a high-quality education. The eyes of the nation are on Connecticut right now, people. This is the state that has a Democratic governor and a Democratic legislature that is taking the most aggressive stance on education reform. So everyone else is watching right now. If this bill is defeated, it will send a message to other Democratic governors in other states, don't take this issue on. Don't take it on, it's not worth it, it's politically too hard. We have to make sure that this bill and our governor succeed. And the only way that's going to happen is if you all here ensure that you tell 10 other friends who tell 10 other friends, all of whom have to let the people over the legislature and the governor know that you fully support and back these reforms, that you understand that what is at stake is worth fighting for more than anything else imaginable, and that is the future of the children of this country. Thank you.